Amor y paz, peace and love, señores, aquí en la plaza, Mazatlan, rock and roll, señores. Rock and roll mexicano, Mazatlan. Oye, cantinero, no te hagas de rogar. Yo sé lo que quiero y me quiero morir. Así para que parezca más rockero. Oye, cantinero, no te hagas de rogar. Mazatlan.
Mazatlan isn't just any old beach town. Located in Sinaloa, Mexico on the Pacific Ocean, it is known as the Pearl of the Pacific, and it is one of the places we like to call home. With family here, it's 20 kilometers of beaches, world-famous malecon, which is one of the largest beach walks in the world, local seafood, oh my god, the seafood, 3 craft breweries, or in Spanish, Cerveceria artesanal, colorful city streets, markets, dive bars, dance clubs, and pulmonia drivers to take you anywhere you want to go, music included. Dude, we don't ever want to leave. With the old town history of Olas Altos, the glitz and glamour of Zona Dorado, and the beach life at La Isla Piedra, the people here will welcome you like family. They have for us. And with that comes so much great food. And with food comes beer. Time to get our drinky on. With the Pacifico factory a block away from where we stayed, we consumed mucho Pacificos, Coronas, too much tequila, good tequila, más Pacificos, más Coronas, Bohemias, so much more beer, micheladas, cheap beer and tomato juice, usually, but then you have those that are handcrafted and served with grasshoppers, yes, grasshoppers, in the Centro Histórico. Don't like beer, tequila, or tomato juice? Then have some margaritas, pina coladas. There's also the infamous Copa de Nada at Joe's Oyster Bar.
No más. Well, I want to drink something.
That's where you can just dance the night away. Oh, did I mention drink the night away? Yeah. After dancing the night away, it's time for some real beers. There are 3 craft breweries here, and we were lucky enough to meet the owner and brewer at Cerveceria Islas, the first craft brewery ever in Mazatlan. With a love for travel, craft beer, and Mazatlan seafood, Edvin will continue your love affair with craft beer, the beauty of Mazatlan, and of course, the seafood. Cheers! Oh, I mean, salud. Welcome to Stout Conversations, where every week we sit down with creative thinkers in the craft beer industry and beyond. Your hosts, Ken and April, live and work in a 24-foot RV, traveling the country in search of great stories around a great beer.
Bienvenidas a Mazatlan.
Oh.
Cerveceria Islas.
Yeah. Bienvenidos. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your story? How'd you start?
Well, I think you've heard a lot of similar stories. My first craft beer was a Sierra Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
It's
was one
still
of my
a
first
really
beers.
good beer,
Yeah.
though. I mean, every time I find it, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
And I had that beer in 2009, I think. 10 years ago, yeah. I just turned 21, so I did a trip to San Diego and LA and found out there was craft beer. I found out it existed.
Found out good beers out
Yeah.
there.
I got really curious and I started researching. Found out you can make beer at your place, which sounded fun. Because I was working at my dad's office in car insurance, and it was kind of boring, so I needed a hobby. And brewing beer sounded like the perfect one. And at one point, I figured I had 8 carboys fermenting in there, and I mean, I couldn't drink that much beer. I was bringing beer to every party I knew, like kegs or like 12-pack of bottles or whatever. I was brewing way more beer than I could drink, so that's when I figured it was I needed to take it to the next level.
So where do you see beer going in Mazatlan and Mexico in general?
Hopefully, kind of like the U.S.
Yeah.
The U.S. has an amazing craft beer scene, and I would love if it got kind of to that point where every little town has its own microbrewery with its own tap room. I love the community that Taproom brings. I like being with the customers and being with the community that it forms. So I think if every city, every town had its own tap room, that'd be amazing.
That
I
would
think
be
it's
cool.
getting there, and a lot of people seek out breweries wherever they go.
Yeah.
It's like that's one of the first things they look for. All right, we're in a new
Yeah.
place. Where are the breweries?
Yeah,
Because it's becoming.
It's a big element of tourism now.
Yeah.
You know, like
Tap rooms and brew pubs, that's just awesome. Every city, every small town in the U.S. has one. I mean, at least I think most of them do.
It's one thing that we felt
Pretty
comfortable
much.
too with traveling in different places. I mean, most of the United States, but we went to Singapore.
Okay.
We found like a craft brewery there, and you just have these easy times of talking
Yeah.
to people in tap rooms. So that community is it's worldwide in breweries.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So speaking.
We find community in craft breweries everywhere we go, and Mazatlan is no exception. From wandering Olas Altas and Centro Histórico, we wandered into Cueva del Diablo, where the patio, the street scene, and the mural was all wonderfully Mazatlan. Not done yet, we strolled the malecon for miles towards the Zona Dorado to sample the beer at Navegante. With views of the mighty Pacific, this modern brewery still holds its own with tourists and locals alike. While Mazatlan definitely has some catching up to do in the craft beer scene, Corona and Pacifico have finally met their masters.
So speaking of community, though, were you born and raised here in Mazatlan?
I was raised but not born.
Okay.
I was born actually in the U.S. in Arizona.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but my parents are actually from here though. I've lived here my whole life and I studied here. I work here. I travel quite a bit when I get the chance.
Okay.
So like tomorrow I'm just heading off to San Diego for about a week.
You're
And
just gonna hit a brewery after brewery after brewery.
yeah, I mean I like Mazatlan, but I also like traveling a lot.
Yeah.
So whenever I get free time, I just make up an excuse
True,
to
when
travel.
you're here, like I love
Yeah.
Colorado. It's a beautiful state.
Yeah.
To live there is awesome, but the
Yeah.
second we get a chance to go travel everywhere, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
travel everywhere.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite places to travel?
I go
Is it a
seeking
mix?
beer, but I mean, I also go seeking experiences. I also am kind of a foodie, so
Oh, okay,
Okay,
good.
yeah.
Well, that
So-
kind of goes hand in hand.
yeah.
with beer.
So me
It's
and my
great.
wife always try looking for good, like little restaurants. We actually went to Japan earlier this year.
That's one place you want to go.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. So we ended up staying at Ryokan, which they have like the futons, the
Okay.
beds in the floor. You have to take off your shoes and wear those kind of robes.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's always a good experience. Though when you go other places and you get to experience the actual culture.
Yeah.
That's
not
what-
just the touristy.
But that's what
Yeah.
we like about Mazatlan because we have family friends here.
Right.
So instead of just going to Zona Dorado, is that how you would
Yeah.
say that? Like instead of just going there and finding yourselves in the hotels down in the Golden Zone where the tourists go,
Yeah.
and never stepping foot anywhere else. Like I like coming down here and seeing that we're going to Cerveceria del Pacifico and
Yeah.
like, hanging out with family. And
Yeah.
like, we spent Christmas Eve and Christmas here, and just feeling like I could wander everywhere. I
Yeah.
mean, my Spanish is very limited, but we're working on it, and I like that you get to know more of the culture.
Oh, and there's some
You know,
really good food here.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
so gosh, the street food is
Street food
is
incredible.
amazing.
Incredible
Yeah.
here.
That's some of the things I like in Mazatlan, the food.
gosh.
Yeah.
I have to say that the hot dogs here, they're not just like hot
Oh,
dogs.
yeah.
They're- you
It's-
want to eat these hot dogs because I'm not
It's
a
like
hot
going
dog
to
fan.
Chicago or New York for a hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
Mazatlan, a hot dog's
You
a
just
thing here.
pile, oh my gosh, we had it last night. It was about midnight. And we found it.
Oh, you put so much stuff in it.
Oh yeah, you could barely eat it, but because you can barely fit it in your mouth. But
Very good. It's not just a hot dog.
can't beat the seafood
Yeah.
here either. It's like walking right out of the ocean and bam, it's
Well,
on your
we've-
table.
Oh, yeah.
We've had friends who've been bringing like clams and oysters
Oh,
and
yeah.
cracking them open in the sink,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
kitchen sink.
Yeah,
and
just
then
at
we
the
had
house.
ceviche and like, oh my gosh. The food is amazing.
Oh, I love the seafood here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I miss the most when I'm out for travel. Seafood in Mazatlan.
Well, for you, what would you say is your version of a stout life? And are you already there, maybe?
No, I don't think I am.
No?
I'm not totally sure. I mean, I would like more freedom to travel for sure. I don't know. I love getting to know new places. I would like to grow to a point where I can control it and where I can sustain the life level I want, and then just finding freedom to travel around and just having fun with it. Because if it never stops growing, then the hard work never ends, and you just,
Right.
I don't know, you're old before you realize you just wasted a ton of time. Just
You can do it. I think age is kind of, it's just a number. So like.
yeah. I mean, I like to travel, but I really like what we do here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And we're really glad that you do. This literally was the first place we went. Before we went to our family's house, we went from the airport and had them drop us off here.
That's really cool.
So yeah, that was really good. So I'm out.
And I was not disappointed,
No,
so
I'm not. So
with that-
cheers. Very
Cheers.
nice. Yeah,
Cheers.
thanks. Cheers.
Caught me at my best, working hard on videos for you guys. So hit subscribe if you don't want to miss out on what we got coming for you. Cheers.
Ooh, hot.
So pretty small,
Love it.
really small brew
It's
house.
a nano brewery. Like big
It is.
nano
Yeah.
brewery.
I mean, we fill these tanks with 4 batches.
Oh, wow. We have to do 4 batches.
So we brew 1.5 to 2 barrels at a time. We brew 2 batches a day. So to brew one of those, we need to brew 2 days back to back.
Is it
Oh,
still
yeah.
fun?
It is most of the time.
Okay.
It's been, what, about 4 years or so that you've been open in Mazatlan?
4 years, yeah. But I started brewing in my house 9 years ago.
Okay.
Because you were the first craft brewery here, correct?
Yeah.
Cerveceria.
There's just 3 of us here.
Yeah. You now. Yeah.
And we just started brewing very small volumes of beer. And as soon as we started the Taproom, we ran out of beer, so we could only open like 3 days a week.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
And then we started getting more tanks, and these 2 are our newest additions, 2 7-barrel tanks. And back there are the rest of them.
It's very hot in here.
So 2 of these and 3 of those, which
Oh, yeah.
we build the jackets ourselves.
Okay, I was just gonna ask
Oh,
if you
really?
had plans to expand.
Yeah, we're already building it.
Where?
So at a new location then?
Yeah, it's here in Mazatlan, more industrial kind of area. It's a 20-barrel brew house
Wow.
with 40-barrel tanks,
Okay.
so it's quite a jump.
Congratulations.
Rock and roll mexicano, Mazatlan. Oye, cantinero, no te hagas el rogar. Yo sé lo que quiero y me quiero morir. Así para que parezca más rockero.